change anything. So we can look at a very simple network update scenario, and in the interest of time, I'll go very quickly over this. Let me close this and open the base version file. So what we are going to look at is you have a simple, if you want to make any changes to link attributes, how would you do that in NERPMAB? And in this example, we are going to look at the Roosevelt Boulevard near this Naval Air Station. So let's go here, and just to see it better, you can change the background map here if you want to. So instead of choosing a grayscale, let's look at we loaded the silica maps so that we can view the links more clearly. And if you want to make changes to links, you should activate the link layer. And let's say if you want to update any of the variables, any of the attributes, in this case, we want to look at number of lanes, you can double click that, and then you can change the lanes here. You can change it to, if you want to add one lane, you can, instead of 3, you can say 4. If you want to change in the opposite direction as well, you can click the opposite, and it would show you the values for the opposite direction. So it's that simple. So if you want to make changes to a roadway section, you can do that. And we have covered making changes to the network in previous training, so you can always go back and check out some of the previous recordings. But one thing that you cannot change this way is, let's say if you want to change the unloaded speed and capacity. So that is something which is coded on the fly, and based on the area type and facility type values. So if you, and it is done based on the speed cap capacity lookup, and you can find that inside list user defined tables, go to table entries, and then if you scroll down, you would see speed cap. You can say confirm selection, and this gives you a complete lookup of what speed is coded based on what the area type for each link is and what the facility type is for each link. So if you want to change capacity or speed for any of your links, you should update the you can keep scrolling here to the user defined attributes, and look for the area type and facility type, and you can update it based on how which speed would be applied to which area type and which facility type. And if you want to create a very unique speed and capacity which do not exist in this lookup, then you can add rows to this lookup to create your very specific cases to update speed and capacity. So that was all about making network changes, and I think we can open up now for Q&A. So Levi, are there any questions that we can address right now?
All right. So as far as most of the questions, I think Adam and I went through and answered a lot of them already.
Okay.
One that came up a couple times though is that maybe you can just reiterate is because you've done it already a couple times, is maybe just the difference between a TAZ and an MAZ and where they fit into the workflow a little bit. So do you kind of want to expand on that a bit?
Sure, yeah. So maybe let's go here and let's look at maybe let's look at the network. So in NERPMAB, there are two geographies. There is TAZ and MAZ. So TAZs are represented as zones, right? So right now you're seeing zone polygons, and then MAZs are represented as points of interest. Okay, let me. And each of these, they have different purposes. So MAZ data, if you look at the data associated with MAZs, all demographic data, employment and number of households, all of this, and student enrollment and things like that, all of it is stored at the MAZ level. And synthetic population is also created at MAZ level. And then DSIM operates at MAZ level, meaning when it produces trips and tours, the origins and destinations are MAZs, right? But then when it comes to assignment, all the MAZ level data is aggregated to TAZ level, and then the assignment is done at the TAZ level. So if you would look at the skims, all your skims are actually zone matrices, meaning they are they are zone by zone matrices. So the dimension is there are 2,578 TAZs. So that's how the dimension is 2578 by 2578. And then in NERPMAB, besides ABM, there are also auxiliary models, things like external, internal, and the truck model. All of those, they operate at the TAZ level, and all the data for them is provided at the TAZ level. And let's quickly look at the TAZ level data. You can go to the zone list, and you would find all the TAZ level data. So employment, this gets aggregated from the MAZ level data, and then there are a lot of other variables that were imported, but some of the variables that are used for auxiliary models are here. Things like auto ownership distribution at TAZ level for multifamily households, and number of total dwelling units, and population of single family population, and things like that. So those kind of variables are specified at TAZ level for all the auxiliary models, but some of these are aggregated from the MAZ level data as well. So that's a long answer, and I think if you really want to know more about this, you can check out the recording for the first session where I did go through the data workflow, and there we differentiate between how MAZ data is processed and how TAZ data is processed.